All right. Good morning, all. How's everyone doing today here on RGL? My name is LRock617. Very happy to be doing the After Dark again for the NLSS Marathon, this time for fall. So, only got to get time for one game in for this event, but it's a game I've been playing a lot this year. Still have a lot of goals I'm trying to set for it. A couple of you have probably heard of this game. This is the original arcade release of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Classic beat 'em up. Going to be running on what's called the World ROM. The World ROM is essentially one that went out to every country, and I believe it's the one that's primarily used in the United States. So a lot of what you're going to see in this game is going to be extremely familiar. So I will warn that ahead of time, I'm not going to be using the fastest possible strats for completion of this game, but I do want to do a standard completion, which is supposed to be a 1-credit completion. If I end up having to use a second credit or more, then I'll keep the run going. But the goal is to try to finish with less than 2 deaths. 1 death will happen, guaranteed, because that actually helps the game go faster. I will also warn that in the many marathons I've done with this game, the one thing I've learned about it is it's very hard to talk about and play at the same time, because there's a lot going on with this game at any given point, in the sense that if you take your eye off the ball for even just a couple seconds, the game will devour you. It's just really no better way to put it than that. So let's just get started and hope for the best. We'll go ahead and pop in our non-existent coin. I will warn that the other 3 turtles are really of no use to me here. I'm going to be playing only Donatello, so let's go ahead and get started at 3, 2, 1, go. Fire! Do our cutscene there. Hang on. Alright, so the move you're going to be seeing me do a lot of is this jump special here. This move is very slow. It hits at 11 frames of impact, which is not super slow. What is slow about it is the recovery. It has 41 total recovery frames, so it takes 11 frames to hit, and then an additional half a second to land on the ground and put you in safety. It's a very dangerous move, but the upside is one of those that outweighs all the downside because it just does so much damage. It kills foot soldiers in 1 hit. That guy's trolling me. What are you doing? That was pretty rude. I don't think I've ever seen that guy act like that before. So the first stage is really short. I'll also talk about some more mechanics after this boss fight. Rocksteady is not super difficult. He can definitely be a troll and cost you time, but overall he's not that bad. Let's mess it up there. Cool, perfect quick kill. He didn't interrupt me once, that was awesome. The Shredder's gonna pop out, kidnap April. And of course, us being the heroes that we are, we're gonna go chase him down. For this stage, things are gonna get a smidge bit more fleshed out. It's a bigger stage, we have more enemies. We have more enemies that are going to be mean to us. We have more enemies that are going to hopefully be nice to us. I'm actually going to leave that guy behind the parking meter and hopefully I can despawn him. There's a thing you can do in this game. If enemies decide not to work their way past obstacles, you can just ignore them completely and they may not respawn. We didn't get so lucky with that guy. He decided to come back on the screen, but what can you do? That was unfortunate. Didn't have quite the range I wanted there. Pixels are important. Another important thing to talk about in this stage is a massive skip that was discovered earlier this year by a runner named Josie Kandamu. I'm gonna snag the pizza for safety. I'm gonna walk over here, back to the left. Hold diagonal down left, mash attack, and that's gonna warp us right past this building, past a whole bunch of enemies. Everybody say hi to Bebop. Oh, I got knocked away from the wall like that. Didn't want this guy reappearing, but hey, we're already at the boss, so whatever. Yeah, big shoutouts to Josie. Bebop shouldn't be too hard to finish off here. He's really easy to stun lock. He can be a bit mean sometimes if he decides to, like, just pretend your combo doesn't exist, but he behaves somewhat. This guy's out of something here. He just can't seem to find it. So this is the sewer. Pretty interesting stage. There's honestly faster ways to complete it than what I'm going to be doing. But you have to remember that for a 1 credit clear, survivability is extremely important. It's just as important as going fast. So what I'm doing is I'm utilizing a exploit called Magic Pixel. If I stand on the very bottom pixel of this platform, enemies can't approach me. They'll try to all the time, but they can't actually come near me because they're not going to try and actually get to where I am. It's pretty great. Unfortunate about that mouser there. Mousers can be incredibly dangerous in groups. If one grabs you, they can chain grab you to death. Get one more. Back to the pixel. Actually missed one there, but no big deal. Didn't like I was one late. The gate's actually really dangerous. It does a lot of damage if you mess up the timing on that. Alright, I've got to do some maintenance. I think we just spawned the other guy though, so that was cool. Oh wait. Take care of a couple of these clowns before I move back down. One by one. Stop doing that, please. I will say this, as slow as jump as special is, it's really, really good against enemies that want to jump. Like it just cleans them out real fast. Here's the other cool thing about the manipulation. For the Baxter fight, we can stand right on the pixel. Just do this. Mousers can't approach us, and then 8 hits later, he's done for. So move us up top.
Come and get him, yell brain.
So here we have the garage. This is certainly not the hardest stage in the game, but I would definitely argue it's the most important. Reason being is because this is where we're going to take our death. Therefore, it's where we get our biggest overall time save, net time save, we should say. I forgot to do the streamer update. Stuff happens. Bait those guys to the barrel. Take them out. That was a good triple kill, actually. Gonna take this hit from the car. Does some damage that I needed to take. I'm gonna do the same with the barrel here. Take out the rest of our life. And now we're gonna be playing the rest of the game on our last life here. So the credit is now forever in danger. Thank you, Cyphrin. It's gotta be an update streamer, but I appreciate it. Here's reason number 1 we take the death here. For this duo boss fight, we actually have a quick kill we can get if we've taken a death. It's really hard to do, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. Didn't get it. Only missed the last cycle, which is still really good. Rocksteady's being a pain. There we go. Ideally, what you want there is you want to get 4 cycles of exactly what I was doing. I only managed to get 3. Hard quick kill to land. It's not only execution based, it's also random. So, it doesn't happen often. It's even harder for Don. In fact, he's the hardest to do the quick kill with outside of Raph, but Raph's only hard because it's impossible with him. You meanie. Stop doing that. Syria of the Streets. This stage kind of blows. It's really big. As you can see, the top to bottom scrolling is quite massive. A lot can go wrong here. That's not what I wanted at all. We're gonna move down here to safety. So those guys get run over. Cool thing about the cars is, as you can see, the friendly fire for them is turned on. So they actually can hit their compatriots with it. These guys away from the pizza. Good grouping there. Stop that. What are you doing? Quit wasting my time. Okay, I can get it now. Let this car come on here. Take out as many guys as I can. That was actually really dangerous. You don't want to approach hammer guys from vertical. And I completely forgot about that until I got there. Just triple kill. Get out of here, please. Alright, ordinarily I do a swag strat where I try to hit the tire because it sounds really funny and it looks really cool. But the downside of it is that if you miss, you take like 6 or 7 damage, and I've only got 10 health, so no thanks. So for the skateboards, plan here is go to the top left. Up here, machine guns can't hurt you. Like, they actually will not fire into this range for you. So it's completely safe, and that's great. Our next goal is for this auto-scroller, we want to try and get 4 ground enemies on the screen at once. We're hoping here that no helicopters spawn. Once I get a 4th enemy, I'll start explaining what's going on. It's unfortunate for sure. Okay, so we got 4 ground enemies. So here's how this works. For this stage, there can only be a certain number of sprites on screen at a time based on rank. At this point, the rank is to where I can only have 4 enemies on screen at a time. So once I get 4 enemies, it's not going to spawn anymore unless I kill somebody or cause them to despawn. So I'm just going to let the time drain down until the point when the stage would end, and then kill them, and then the stage will be over. Kind of a menial little bit here, but we're just going to do-si-do and dive kick around and get away from these guys. The gun guy is actually incredibly dangerous. I can't overstate how much of a pain that guy is. That guy has really good range on both his melee attack that you saw right there, as well as his fire rate. My primary goal is to make sure I stay the heck away from him. And that should do it. Tight. Alright, we did it. Good days.
Hang on, guys.
Really good stage, actually. Even with the bad luck we had with the one helicopter.
You gotta save Splinter.
Alright, on to the factory. Very, very notable run killer here. This stage, for being so short, is quite hectic. There's a lot that can go wrong, because everything is set up very sequential. You need every sequence to go correctly, or else things are going to get real bad real fast. So here we have Magic Pixel again. I think I got it. Magic Pixel, I would argue, is even more important in this section than it is in the sewer. Simply because these enemies are just a lot more dangerous than anything you encounter down there. There'd be spear soldiers, gun soldiers. Oh, that's not good. Whew, okay, that was lucky. I'll take it. Not bad. Okay. Gotta kill a few more guys here. We're gonna trigger a cutscene here in just a moment. Launch that guy. I'm gonna leave one of those guys behind the barrel. We'll never see him again, which is great. That was not what I wanted. That was pretty mean. Alright, let's hope for some good luck here. I'm thinking 4. Got 5. That's awesome. 5 is very uncommon for me to get there. I've gotten as many as 6, but I've only done that once. Only one more wave of enemies before we hit the boss. Got these Rodneys to deal with. And there's going to be one more soldier I have to walk my way past. He is going to follow us to the boss, but I'm not super worried about him. So here we have Granitor, also known as Cyphern's favorite boss in the game, or as we affectionately call him, Granny. He's kind of awful because this is one of 3 bosses where you have to employ what I call a handcuff strat, where you hit him and you have to make him chase you. That's fine. I'll just grab the pizza in the meantime. If he chases you, you get to hit him. Just time your hit before he can hit you, and you'll always hit him. It's a pretty long, drawn-out fight because it's a lot of hits. I think he takes, I want to say it's 44 hits to take down. And every hit does the same amount of damage, so I couldn't do like a special attack and get more damage. It would just do the same damage as what I'm doing right now. He also is a very lumbering piece of garbage because look at how slow he moves. This dude will not move heaven and earth to get to you. He will go at his own pace all the time. But before you know it, the fight's over. That's going to move us on to our big finale.
Thank you, my turtle.
We rescued Splinter. Onto the Technodrome. Definitely the hardest stage in the game. Everything I said about the factory where everything is sequenced goes double here. You can't mess anything up here. So double kills are really good. It's very, very good that I'm getting those. For this wave here, I'm actually going to remain a little bit quiet because this is kind of important. Especially in the case of the spear guys. Okay, got rid of him. That's good. I did not want to do that jump kick. That almost killed me. No! What are you doing? Okay, there we go. Go up here and let these guys pile out like a clown car. But for the Rodneys, I'm just going to take care of them as they're here. There's no reason to leave them unchecked. It's too unsafe not to. Here's a new strat I've been working on. For these spear soldiers, I'm going to move them down to the left. Moved up here to the ice. Work my way across. See, what I didn't used to do there was I would go up top and then move down. But what I've started doing is I go top and then stay top. Like if the top is a 1, I'll go from like 1 to 3 and then back to 1. Then work my way away and they can't do anything about it. Down our automatic elevator. Oof, guys are trolling. Another wave of Rodneys that I need to deal with. See me doing dive kick a lot against these guys. Dive kick is insane against Rodneys. It does. It only takes 2 hits to kill them. 2 more waves here. That was unfortunate. Probably getting hit here. Yeah, that's what I thought. That was rude. I don't appreciate that at all. That dude baited me into that and then just threw it at me. Alright, good wave of soldiers there. On to our second Stone Warrior boss in Trag. This is the second boss we'll be handcuffing ourselves to. Okay. Essentially the same fight as Granitor, but the upside is that Trag moves a lot faster. So he actually gives chase to you. Like, look how much faster he's moving than Granitor was. Dude definitely just got off the treadmill. Hey there, Grom. Good to see you. He can get kind of annoying, though, because similar to Granitor, you can hit him, and sometimes he just stands there and does nothing, but you can't approach him. If you try to approach him and hit him first, he's always going to be able to out-prioritize you and hit you. If he does this taunt where he decides to stroke his gun, you can just walk up and touch him. Okay. Stop that. Don't care what you had for breakfast. Chase me. Thank you. Alright, so this is good. I have full health going into our final 2 bosses. Okay, so here we have Krang. Noted as casually being, I think, one of the hardest bosses in the game. If you're playing as Donatello, Krang honestly isn't that hard. He's annoying. Very, very, very annoying, but the good news is you have range priority over him. You can always hit Krang before he hits you, so this turns it into another handcuff fight. Hey, what's up, Antho? DMC. But yeah, we basically just make him chase us around the room, much like we have with the Stone Warrior. Just it's a little bit trickier because you have to go in circles, essentially, instead of having to go top to bottom. Interesting thing about Krang, though, is he can't stop like the Stone Warriors can. He's always going to chase you at the same pace. Same amount of hits, 56, regardless of your rank. Please die, please. Thank you. Hold your elbows. Perfect Krang fight, no complaints. On to our big finale. So for Shredder, we have one of 2 things that can happen. And I'm hoping one of them definitely does. Okay, so we exposed the fake Shredder. That's a good thing. So now what we're going to do is move all the way over here to the corner. Make him leave us alone. So what's cool is when this fake Shredder's helmet is falling off, he can't do the beam anymore. So therefore, we can just pin him against the wall just like this and make him a non-factor in the fight. And then we only have to go 1v1 with the real one. Pretty gnarly little strat. I'm definitely a fan. We're just going to kind of make him get hit by all this. One thing you'll see me mix up on is I'll normally just go 3 hits, and that is the safest strat, but sometimes I'll do hit, hit, and then special, which does a lot more damage, but it's also a lot riskier because if he ducks it and counterattacks, that's really bad for you. Like, that actually can get you killed if you're not playing carefully enough. Gonna wait one more beam cycle, especially if he decides to counter that by doing beam. Like, that's really, really bad for you because that will get you killed. Play it safe here for a moment. Oop, not today. Not really much else to talk about. From here, it's just bait Shredder out. I will say that Donatello is the only character in this game that can do this well. Oh, hey, cool. Helmet's gone. Shouldn't be too much longer now, and that's going to 1cc it for this awesome NLSS marathon. And on the Technodrome, that's going to be time. Feels bad that I couldn't talk about more of that, but man, there was so much good going on there. That's my... I didn't mention this before the run, but prior to this, I had never 1cc'd this game in a marathon before, so it's pretty great. I was able to pull that off. Feels really, really good. Thank you for the GGs, Sai, Rot, Realis, Antho, 16 characters. Yeah, great run. 1734 isn't a bad time. It's a minute over my PB, but I had a lot of bad RNG, especially after the skateboard stage. Thanks for the GGs, Rolf and Slavity. Also get this hopeful ending credits music. Cobra Fang, thank you for the seems good. So yeah, not much else to say about this game. I've been playing it for 30 years, because it's been out for 30 years. The game is timeless. Some people don't regard it as highly as others do, because I will admit, the game, despite all the nostalgia, I think does have a lot of problems, but figuring out what makes this game tick is honestly one of the biggest rewards I've had in gaming, because this game has taken so much money from people over the years, and I decided enough was enough. Appreciate the GGs, Dictator and Toad. Thank you. Whew, that was a great run, and now we've got Infinite Mystery coming up with some Venture Kid. Hope y'all are going to be sticking around for that, and of course, never feel obligated, but if you wish to be a contributor, feel more than free to contribute to the NLSS cause. We will greatly appreciate it. In the meantime, y'all enjoy the rest of the marathon, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.